this crazy motherfucker was like, okay, we're gonna have the Illuminati, okay? We're not gonna have everybody. We're gonna try to do as best as possible. We're gonna bring in Black Bolt, even though that failed, godforsaken Inhumans show that like really just went nowhere. We're gonna bring in we're gonna bring in Anson Mount. We're gonna bring him back and put him in a legit costume. We're going to introduce a Reed Richards, and it's gonna be John Krasinski, okay? And then we're gonna bring back Patrick Stewart as Xavier, okay? And we're going to put him in the classic floating yellow wheelchair or whatever the hell you want to call it. But we're going to kill them all! What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. Spoiler time. All right, not going to go too crazy with the spoilers because, the main thing is, I would say that Illuminati scene, because everybody was so looking forward to the cameos. I think the cameos and about the cameos was like the thing that was drawing a lot of people in here. And when they didn't get the cameos that they wanted, and they were expecting way more, that's why they ended up didn't like it. I didn't like this movie because, it just, this can't be, it took away from it. No, you didn't like it because there wasn't enough cameos for ya. And I was happy about that. Okay? I was like, okay, I get just what I was gathering, and I got it spoiled for me, the Reed Richards, John Krasinski. I got it spoiled for me, and I kind of went, okay, there's no superior fucking Iron Man with Tom Cruise. That was such a ridiculous goddamn rumor or whatever the fuck. And then, they were talking about Deadpool. I thought it would be cool if they introduced Deadpool in here. If like in that shot where they're literally flying through portals in different multiverses, which is an absolutely gorgeous shot. When in all the different ones, there's one time there's cartoon, their paint. It gets so ridiculous. And that it would have been kind of cool if like Deadpool was like, what the fuck? Just something like that. Maybe. With this movie being how it is with Sam Raimi, I thought that would have fit like kind of perfectly. So maybe that was like a little bit of a missed opportunity. But at the same time, I was like, okay, when the Illuminati scene was about to happen, I was just basically like thinking like, sorry, I got distracted by something, but when I was thinking, I was like, all right, this is when the cameos are going to be here. And then, of course, when John Krasinski showed up as Reed Richards, when it comes to him, like, talk about somebody who's been fan cast as Reed Richards so much, and it kind of makes you wonder, all right, are they moving forward with the Fantastic Four movie? And is he going to possibly direct it? Is his wife, Emily Blunt, is she going to be Sue? What's going to happen when it comes to all that? That's just for years. It's been talked about. There's fan art. There's all kinds of things. And then it's like, but that's, kudos for Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige to actually listening to the fans out there and approaching Krasinski. I felt like I needed a little bit more from him to really go, okay, I can, because, he's got like a little small minor role in here, obviously. He has some lines, and of course he's talking to Doctor Strange in the whole way, there's Stephen Strange, took the dark hold and blah, 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 you guys are all the same, and it was all pretty crazy. But man, I tell you what, when they just like Wanda just going in there and just wiping them all out, and then you're going, is she gonna wipe out Xavier? She wipes out Xavier. It's like Sam Raimi. High five. Bringing Black Bolt back and bringing Mr. Mount back that was balls. Why not just put him in the legit shit? But man, the way he died, because obviously, with his voice, and she goes, what voice? And it's perfect Raimi zoom in and out, and his mouth is covered, and then just, oh man. But yeah, I will say there's like, it does up the gore, if you want to call it gore. It's like, it's not that much. Yeah, there's blood, but it's not like you're seeing blood and guts or the limbs. When Captain Carter, which I thought was great, a great little fight, she gets sliced in half by her own shield. It's not like they actually show it. You just, Raimi does a perfect job of like using the camera to express what is happening. It's just the kind of stuff that I was wanting for like your Venoms and Morbiuses. That's the thing. It's like, hey, Sony, take fucking notes right here. This is how you do violent, gory, PG-13 right here. Okay? I don't know. I'm just, me when I feel about those. Anyways, but yeah, So I'm kind of it's going to be kind of curious to see if like Krasinski ends up being the Reed Richards of the MCU. I mean, it sounds to me like that's probably going to be the case. And then you're kind of wondering, Emily Blunt? But maybe not. Maybe they'll just go with somebody else. Maybe she doesn't want to do it. You know, she's kind of expressed that she doesn't really want to do it. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that Illuminati scene was crazy. And then, of course, you had Captain Marvel. What's her name? And then, yeah. I mean, it was kind of weird. I'm like, is there going to be a superior arm? Oh, okay. We're not. There's not. Okay, cool. But yeah, honestly, though, trailers should not have spoiled. I'm with Kevin Feige. The trailer should not have spoiled Xavier showing up. The fact that we already knew that, it was cool because they even played like the X-Men theme as he was floating in. It would have been so much better if that wasn't in the trailer. It really would have been. So, but yeah. Then when it came to the rest of the movie, I mean, we were wondering like, where does this zombie fucking Doctor Strange? How does that come to play? And then when that dead version of him in another multiverse shows up, it's like, all right, they bury him, and I went, oh, well, that's when they bury him in the in the beginning of the movie, you just know, all right, well, that's where that's coming from. But then you didn't realize the whole what do they call it? They call it like They call it. It's basically you project yourself through the multiverse, and you can walk within yourself. I forgot exactly what they called it, but using the dark hold or whatever, you could actually project yourself into another version in the multiverse and walk. So then because he's stuck in the other multiverse with the Illuminati and stuff like that, he's stuck into another multiverse where everything went to shit. And of course you got the Doctor Strange Supreme or whatever the hell, with the third eye, which was creepy and a great fight. He uses his zombie self to fight Wanda, and it's so ridiculous. It gave me Army of the Dead vibes, because remember when Bruce Campbell, like a version of him, gets produced by the evil dead demons, and he leads the army, and it's essentially Bruce Campbell that's all fucked up. I mean, that's what it gave me. When it came to Benedict Cumberbatch all in that makeup and doing all this shit, it was so goddamn ridiculous, man. Oh, man. But I loved it. That's what I loved about this movie. It was like Sam Raimi was all over it, absolutely all over it. But yeah, I mean, that pretty much that, and then of course you had Charlize Theron in the mid-credit scene, who I'm not like, I don't know Doctor Strange lore, but I know she was like when it came to opening up the portal, there was the familiar where they were going into from the first movie. And but what was weird though, it's just it took that Sam Raimi ending, because like I said, Sam Raimi does that. Everything's like, okay. I mean, the end of Evil Dead, just perfect comparison, because, when the end of Evil Dead, when Bruce Campbell, Ash, like goes out there, it's like the sun's rising. It's like, oh, it's finally done. And then all of a sudden you hear, and you get that, point of view of the Evil Dead presence. And then it just shows up, and then he turns around, and then that's it. So when it came to this, it was like, oh yeah, he's just walking, it's cool, and then all of a sudden, and then the fucking third eye just shows up, and then cut to black, and I'm like, yes! Sam Raimi ending, I love it. And then all of a sudden you get the mid-credit scene, and it's almost like the same thing, and you're kind of going, what the fuck? But then but then she shows up. It's like, all right, now Charlize Theron is in the MCU. Fantastic. She looks beautiful. All right, opens up the portal, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh yeah, I'm ready. And then he turns back into his stuff, and then the third eye shows up, and like, oh, okay. I don't like that. And then, of course, the post-credit scene is just Bruce Campbell's cameo after beating himself up. It's always ridiculous, but I love Bruce Campbell, so whatever. But anyways, guys, there you go. There's the spoiler review right there. That's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts about it down below. What did you think about it? And then, of course, do all the stuff. Hit the like, thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Members, join, Patreon. Everything's down there below. All right, guys. Please let Sam Raimi direct more, please. Okay? Talk to you later.